before we get started, no. My childhood dream was not to be a mass murdering car thief. Don't get me wrong there, I don't think anyone would ever dream of that, especially as a child. But what I have always dreamt of is GTA with my friends and having the progression of a single player GTA Online experience with the ability to do anything I want at any pace I want, you know, experience it with my friends mainly, and kind of even create my own storylines, create my own scenarios. And I think Rockstar has given the tools, finally after a long time, given the correct tools for us to do exactly what we want in this amazing world. So in this video I'm going to be going over my childhood, mainly to do with San Andreas, GTA 4 and GTA Online, going in depth and letting you know exactly how I felt at those times and exactly what I did at those times, so maybe you can understand a bit more as to why I believe this is the greatest experience in a game I've ever had. Hopefully you join us for the ride. So let's go back to when San Andreas had been out for a year or two. That's mainly when I figured out this awesome part of San Andreas that I didn't know existed for quite some time. And keep in mind, I didn't even know all the cheats at that point when I did find this awesome feature. But yeah, I pretty much played San Andreas as soon as I got it up until the release of the PS3. But as I said, this period of time was the most important to this story, I believe, as a whole. Sometimes my friends would come over, specifically one of them, and what we would do is go to free mode after we'd founded this two-player co-op idea. We went to the two-player co-op marker, started it, and we couldn't believe that this was a real thing because we saw it on YouTube and we were like, nah, this can't be real, it's going to be like a fake video or something. We went there and it was actually there. We couldn't believe it. But what we could do is go to the marker and he would choose his character and we would literally do anything we wanted on San Andreas with two people. How much better at that time could you get? Because I mean, those were the days in where two-player meant driving games or possibly some really bog-standard FPS game or something. And not even FPS games were that popular at the time, but there weren't that many games. Possibly WWE and FIFA, you know, it was very limited when it came to multiplayer gameplay. But San Andreas, the game that I'd been playing for years and I didn't even know, and bang, there it is, co-op playing with a friend. Anyway, so what you do is you go to a place to activate it, and then you could run around with a friend on free mode, and it had this really weird camera angle where it was like top-down view until you got in a car, and then it was like proper view, but it made it a bit awkward at times, but I kind of just guessed that you kind of deal with something it wasn't really an issue, it was just kind of a minor annoyance at times, but it did mean for some funny things. I mean, you couldn't even drive too far from each other or walk too far from each other, which led to some crazy things in where we went to get into a car, but he was closer, so he got in the passenger seat because I'd pressed triangle first, and the taxi driver would drive away with him in the passenger seat, which would stop him because he got out of the radius, so I had to try and chase them, and we ended up putting stickies on the car and doing that a few times after we figured that out. But there were so many things you could do on this. I mean, endless fun. Two players on San Andreas with every weapon at their disposal and every cheat working at their disposal. We could start fights with cops and never die. We could use cheats to cause everyone to break out into war or run up to us with dildos. You know, you could pretty much do anything on that game. But the main thing we did was we made up our own story, our own missions and so on for the game. Yeah, seriously, we did that. So most of it was thought up on the spot. You know, I just thought, oh yeah, this, and then bang. You know, most of it wasn't like a written out story by a 12-year-old on their own GTA storyline, but it was kind of like improvised over time. I thought of a few ideas sometimes and wrote them down, but nothing that really... I didn't write a book, that's what I'm saying. So, what's quite funny is it was mainly based on San Andreas itself, the story. There was a lot of ideas taken from games I've played in the past, obviously. But the big part of it was actually Juiced. Now, if you haven't played Juiced, that was a fantastic racing game, which is quite old now, but I recommend you try it if you can find it anywhere, because it is fantastic to this day. But that's another story.
Hello, Miggy Mombasa.
Basically, we'd pretend that there was a big racing league, and my friend's car would be sabotaged and mess up towards the end of the race, like in Most Wanted. So the guy that actually messed with my friend's car was Biggie Mombasa, which was a character from Juiced. Now, I looking back at that, I'm like, what? But seriously, that was something we did. So he would basically lose his car to Biggie Mombasa, like in Most Wanted, but it's not Biggie Mombasa, it's Razor. And you would end up working for him, stealing cars off the back of trucks that would take me ages to set up, delivering cars for him, hiring Grove gang members, and literally just having an all-out war against the ballers, or delivering specific vehicles. I don't know, pretty much everything that you can think of, we did on that game. The story never had an ending. We never kind of had a plot. It literally one day was like, oh, I want this car, can you deliver it to me? Then the next day it was like, oh, let's just kill some police. You know, it didn't have a proper structure, but it was still a lot of fun to do. Yeah, looking back at it is really crazy, but it was never an idea to have like a solid story. It was just to have a lot of fun. And I mean, there's still no ending to that story to this day, but it was quite funny to actually, you know, talk to him again and kind of like come up with an ending or something, because it was really stupid and childish, but it was fun. Anyway, so it was very, very limited, but honestly, we had years of fun playing that game, and the amount of time we played that game must have been insane. If I could really go back and find my old memory card and somehow make it work and see how many hours I spent on that game, it would be absolutely crazy. A lot of time I didn't even save because I was using cheats and so on. But this was like 10 years ago now. it's insane. But yeah, that's San Andreas. It kind of started my whole idea of my mind wanting to be very creative in games, coming up with my own ideas in games and so on. But yeah, let's move on to the next part, I guess. So being a gamer most of my life and so on, it was obviously going to happen, and I figured out what the PS3 was and what games it had and what was coming out and blah blah blah. Basically, I figured out that it existed. So after begging my dad for quite some time, just to skip ahead, we won't go into full detail, he basically eventually bought me a PS3 for good grades and so on during a holiday break, because he had one and I wanted one and so on. But anyway, he also got me a few games, GTA 4 being one of them. I got like Resistance and a few other games as well. But GTA 4 was my main game. It was the game I first played properly, and I couldn't believe how good it looked, even on an SD TV. That's what I was playing on at the time. But the game was just beautiful, obviously. And I mean, it was even higher quality than the standard quality videos I saw on YouTube. But yeah, a few days after playing the game, I came across an option on the phone, which was multiplayer. I didn't even know it existed up until that point. I didn't know multiplayer was even a thing on it. So at first I thought, oh, it's just going to be a co-op like on San Andreas. We're going to be able to do all that stuff again. Well, no, was I wrong? It was an online world with people playing the game from all around the world, just literally doing what I love to do on GTA, causing havoc. I get on. People are running around with police after them. There's people having fights with RPGs in the same street. There's people flying past me in cars and helicopters and even boats. I mean, even on little bikes or, you know, what are they called? I can't remember the name of them now. Fagios. And just so many crazy things happening at once. I was like, I couldn't believe it. But everything I did offline is now here, because I did play GTA 4 for a bit. Obviously, it was still pretty much the same as San Andreas, but it had a few less features, and it just looked better. But to me, the gameplay was a bit more well done, obviously, because that's kind of how it is. But anyway, I could explore the map with people, I could talk to people in the game, race with them, kill them. It was just brilliant. So, fast forward to a bit later, I actually found the swing glitch. I got introduced to it by a friend. So, that friend also introduced me to another friend, which introduced me to another friend. And that's actually how I met Matthew, who was the second person I met, because this person that was showing me the swing glitch, I eventually added him, and after a few days of joining games to him, there was another guy in there called Matthew, and I added Matthew, and he's a friend of mine still today, which is crazy. And another even crazier one is that at one time me and Matthew had an argument or something. I was like, oh, stuff it, I'm off on GTA. So I went on GTA, joined the game, and the only person in the game to actually have a microphone was Connor. It was a one-off. I never met him before, so we joined the game, and he was the only one with a mic. And what's amazing is that Connor is only borrowing the microphone for one day. He was borrowing it from his friend for one day, and we managed to meet, and we're still talking today. That to me always still gets me. Like, if it was the day before, the day after, we wouldn't have seen it. Maybe it was an hour before, an hour after, we wouldn't have seen him. It just is crazy when you think of it like that. But without going into too much detail of that, it was brilliant because it was the first time I'd really experienced GTA as it was. When I got home, I was kind of playing with those guys still, and we made so many bloody random things and just had so much fun exploring GTA as I did with San Andreas. I mean, a lot of the time, we would just literally just mess about like we would on San Andreas. Just cause havoc, get the police after us, get a crazy wanted level, all the basic stuff you'd do on GTA. And my friend eventually got one that I did the San Andreas stuff with, so we both set up in the same house and literally did the same stuff that we did on the PS2, but on GTA 4. But that's not really where it stopped. It honestly feels like yesterday that I met all those people and so on, but really it wasn't. And I know a lot of people say that, but I'm just going to join the bandwagon, so there you go. Honestly, no, it's really weird. You can't explain it until you actually experience something like that yourself, which I'm pretty sure everyone has. So, you'll remember that I mentioned about creating my own stories and missions and so on with my friend. Well, rather than doing to the extent we did before, we actually made a few machinimas for GTA, even though it was recorded with like an easy cap or something really stupid. We would play a game with my friends where we would buy parks or cities or businesses or whatever, and we'd actually kind of have something to do within the game, like you'd meet the person or you could race the person for a certain like business or something. It was just a really weird one, but it felt more businessy and fit the style of GTA 4 a bit more because it was more city than anything else. There wasn't really much else to do in like the desert or like construction sites or anything because it felt very limited as a map, but we still had probably more fun than I did in San Andreas because I don't mean more fun about how much fun I had, but like I had more of it in GTA 4. But anyway, it was really weird because I'm pretty sure most people that would find that stuff very boring, but we found it ridiculously fun to do it like every day after school. So I played GTA 4 up until the launch of GTA 5, like literally. I wish every other day that I could literally go back and see how many hours I've actually put into that game, because seriously, it's crazy. Like, they show you how much single player but not multiplayer. Thankfully, they do show GTA 5, so I'll be able to tell you in the future. I'll be like, oh, I played GTA 5 for literally 5 years. It's crazy. But, yeah, GTA 4 is easily my most played game in the generation, and I literally think GTA 5 is going to, if it comes to next gen, is easily going to destroy that, and like double, triple, quadruple it because of the amount of fun I'm still having on the game to this day. Anyway, so towards the end of its life, GTA 4 this is, we spent so many hours on the multiplayer, literally just teaming up and taking out other players with everything we could, RPGs, choppers, APCs, or just driving past and shooting them, I guess through drive-bys. It was fun to get people to fight back and have like an all-out war with everyone on the server. There'd be some times where all of them would be friends and be like 8 bloody people against 2, 3 of us. it was just a lot of fun, even having the handicap, like literally having to go, right, you go get the chopper, I'll just wait here and distract them. And then the friend just flies in and blows them to smithereens. It was just so much fun to do all of that. But I spent most of my time on GTA 4's multiplayer, not even touching the actual events. Like, the free mode was the main part of it for me. Like, I did do some of the events and so on, but I just didn't do, say, as many as I do in, well, another game that I'll be mentioning in a second. But we did it for such a long time, literally having so much fun on GTA 4. You'll see some of my stuff on YouTube, where we made up our own game modes and stuff, literally on an island with only specific weapons or something. We just did loads of stuff like that. But mainly teasing and annoying other players, because that's what we do. I'm gonna follow Matthew on a bike. Ah! 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 Ah!
Fucking cunt!
With Grand Theft Auto Online, Rockstar Games is looking to bring the heart of the Grand Theft Auto experience to a living online world with multiple players. Just what you choose to do in that world is up to you.
I'm older now, I'm smarter, and I expect to get more for my money with my games. I mean, this GTA 5 hired that. I mean, I expect a lot more from my games now, a lot more for my money, and I won't be accepting okay games this generation, because I want to be able to keep my games and be able to go back to them, because they're whole new worlds and experiences. Say The Division, Destiny, and GTA Online example, I kind of go there and I'm in a whole new universe which was constantly expanding, constantly changing, constantly find something new to do. That's the games I want to spend my money on, and I'm not spending money on games that I'll get a one-off experience and never touch again. I'm not accepting that anymore. And I think GTA 5 has kind of been a big reason for that, because looking at the value I got from GTA 5, even the single player, is a lot higher than I did spending on some linear single player games earlier in the year and so on, and even before that. I mean, the whole generation has been full of a lot of okay games that you're never really going to go back to. And that's where I think Rockstar pioneer it, and that's where I think gaming as a whole is going. But anyway, I should stop rambling on about that stuff. And I was predicting this online to be kind of like kind of like the single player of a GTA game. I was predicting it. I was saying this is what I want. At the same time, I was saying this is what I expect it to be. And if it wasn't, I would have probably been disappointed. I mean, if it was the same as GTA 4, where they put on team deathmatch and races and stuff, I would have played it, but I would have been a little bit more disappointed. But no, they added the ability to create my own story. I mean, if I was that kid again, back when Biggie Mombasa was my main character in games with my friends, of every game ever, if I grew up with this game as a kid, I could literally have come up with so many more cool ideas, so many unlimited amount of ideas, and unlimited situations would have happened, even if we're just trying to play a little game together on our own. So me and my friend at that time, for example, we could have done it on our own games, on our own screens, across the internet. From, like, he could do it from his house, I could do it from mine. I could keep everything kind of as it is, and I could text him to pick up a specific car and deliver it to me, or he could go work for Simeon, or there's just so much. I mean, there's a mission creator, race creator, there's lots of different game modes. There's going to be heists, there's co-op missions as a whole. This is pretty much me receiving what I was, giving to my friend before. Like, I was giving him missions and objectives and so on, whereas now Rockstar are doing that for me. I'm not having to do all the hard work for it, it just feels like that, and I think that's really one of the reasons I really do love this, because it is my childhood in a box. That's literally what GTA Online is to me now. I mean, I can go on it and do something new each time. I mean, GTA Online isn't for everyone, okay? I can understand how some people get bored of it. I mean, some people look at it completely differently to how me and a few friends do. But me and a specific group of friends, we get it on the game perfect. I mean, there's nothing that ever kind of makes me get bored of the game. I'm always trying some new stuff with them. There's always something more to explore, something really ridiculously funny happens, and we want to carry on doing that funny thing and so on. Whereas with another group of friends, I just literally do missions and get, you know, I don't get bored. I don't get bored. I just don't kind of enjoy it as much as I normally do. It doesn't make me want to quit the game or anything, but I don't enjoy it as much because they don't react in the same ways and they don't play the game the same way. But anyway, getting back to the point, GTA Online isn't for everyone. I don't think many will really understand exactly how I play it. GTA Online to me is not made so you play all the missions and you're done with it like a single player experience. GTA Online to me is you do missions, you do races, you do death matches, whatever, to earn your money, to earn those cars, those planes, those cargo bobs, those titans, you know, helicopters as in buzzards and jet fighters and tanks and anything you could possibly ever want, and then using those to create fantastic fun when not playing the game. So, as in not when not playing the game, I mean as in playing free mode. Playing free mode like I did for 5 years with GTA 4. With multiplayer of GTA 4. Literally, I can now kind of progress at a rate that I want because you don't have to constantly do missions. You start off, you do one mission like you do on literally every GTA single player ever. You get dropped in on the action, so you know what you're doing. You complete that first mission and you are free to do whatever you want. And that's what GTA Online is. I can then use those to ruin someone's life or help someone that's in trouble or just so many other situations. So GTA Online encourages you to be an asshole, and that is what I really find great. So in one of my first GTA Online videos, me and my friends were literally running away with someone's car, smashing it up, popping the tyres, making it undrivable, and then they'd come and try and kill us. I mean, that was the most exciting, intense thing ever for us. I mean, it was the first couple of days of me getting the game online, and we're just robbing someone's car, smashing it to pieces, and it's just a lot of fun. Like, someone's coming towards you, a real player that is not scripted AI. You haven't stolen from AI. You don't know how they're going to react. Are they going to whip out an RPG, a minigun? Are they going to, you know, set some guys after you? Are they going to fly in with a plane? It's just very unpredictable, and it's really, really exciting. Another example, when me and my friends decided to go on Dale's new boat that he bought for about 400,000. And I know it sounds ridiculously boring to a lot of people, but we thought it'd be quite fun to literally just go onto the sea and kind of explore the water a bit, but we didn't actually manage to do that. So we got out from the little area where you get your boats, and we went out to the sea, and on the other side of the beach, all of a sudden, we hear boom, and we're like, what was that? And there is a tank on the beach trying to shoot our boat, and we are shitting ourselves like crazy. Like, it's like, what would we do? So Dale's driving the boat as quick as we can, because at the point of them shooting, we were all just like drinking and throwing bottles on the floor because it was quite funny, and taking pictures and so on. So Dale gets in the boat, starts driving. Miles decides to get onto like a little jet ski thing and try and make his way back to land and try and get a helicopter to blow the tank up. And I'm literally shooting my RPG that I just earned over at the tank, trying to destroy it. We didn't win, but it was ridiculously fun. I mean, there's another experience I remember, just to give you another idea. We figured out, why don't we just, because if people go into the police station without paying, the parking lot where you get your car impounded, they're going to get the police after them. So what we decided to do is use my cargo bob, call in 2 vehicles that are really heavy and bulky and going to block the gates. So we block the gates and drop people's cars when they go into shops and so on in the impound, so they have to try and jump in the impound or try and cut and kill us and get their cars back. It's just ridiculously fun at that point, because they were trying to get in. There was 2 cars blocking it. They blew the cars up, so now there was rusty cars which they couldn't move. So some guy called in his tank to be able to knock them out of the way and shoot us and kill us and get them back, because we had someone sniping. We had me on the floor machine gunning people and trying to at some point set some cars on fire that spawned in there and so on. Just a guy calls in his tank, we steal the tank, then we literally got the area on lockdown. We're guarding with a sniper, a tank, and a guy in the room, literally smashing all the cars up and putting oil on them and lighting them up with his exhaust. It was just It's just insanely fun. And I know to the other player, their perspective will be, what a fucking asshole, oh, wanker, wanker. But if it really meant that much to them, they could leave and join their own private game. But this is all fun. It's ridiculously fun. I mean, even this situation would have been cool. They could have called in their friends, I say with the tank, and they could have called in a few tanks and a couple of other vehicles. They eventually got their vehicles back. I mean, you can just imagine so many situations. You've got to think, you've got to stand back, you've got to use these vehicles and so on that you've earned during missions, with that money you've earned during missions, to have a damn good time. And that is why GTA Online to me is the greatest. I can have an unlimited amount of ideas like this. Like, we could put all the players' vehicles on a roof and they all try and get up there, and you know, some of these things you can't even think, they just happen. And the annoying thing is I wasn't recording all the time, because I wish I was. There were so many situations like this that we've gone through, but this wouldn't be possible on any other game really, because they either just throw you in the game and you can say get into a car and drive around, and say GTA 4, this wouldn't have been as possible to some extent, but we're giving you the tools to actually someone owning that possession that you're putting in the impound, that possession that you're shooting at. They're going to want to protect it more, want to be more careful, want to make sure that you do not destroy that vehicle, so they don't have to pay, or they don't have to call them. And this is the formula of GTA, but with multiple players. I think that's what people seem to miss. This is an experience where they'll give you the basic tools and you have to create the fun. And it is ridiculously fun when you run into a group of people. Even leaving my house, there's always a war outside my 400,000 house, which I regret buying because it's about the same as a 200k house. But even still, you go outside and there's people shooting out cops, having gunfights with cops. It puts you around the corner because they don't want you to spawn in all that gang war stuff going on. So what I do is just whip out a minigun, kill everyone, drive off, and just like grin to myself like, yes, this is fantastic. So, as I said, this is an experience that is, to me, at the moment, I've only seen possible on GTA. I mean, you're not going to do it on a game where it's limiting you to death matches and races and all this other stuff. It needs a free mode. It needs to give you the tools to create your own stuff. You need to be able to buy these things or call these things in. And the progression element, if you want it, I've seen a level 1000. So I'm pretty damn sure if you want progression, it is there on that game. I mean, I still haven't got all the cars I want. I still haven't got all the vehicles I want. I haven't got a tank. I haven't got a chopper. I haven't got a plane. I haven't got a boat. I haven't got anything I really want. I haven't even got all the weapons I want yet. And it's crazy that I can still have this much fun, and I've put about 20 days game time, play time into it. So GTA Online is a game I could literally play forever, and I'm hoping to God that there's a next generation version of this game, because seriously, it will be my most played game up until the release of GTA 6 with the next update for GTA Online. I don't know how Rockstar's going to do it, but seriously, Rockstar, I am begging you, please do it, because if not, I'm going to have to move to PC to have this experience, because I don't want to stay on last gen when there's a better version of the game. But the issue is I'm going to have to start again and so on. That's why I'm kind of hoping for a PS4 version. And I prefer to sit back on a console and so on. So, Rockstar, if you actually manage to find my video and watch my video, or someone watches it, please, I am begging you for a release of the GTA game, GTA 5, or another, just GTA Online. I will easily, happily pay full price for that game, just for the online. It is ridiculously fun, and if you haven't played GTA 5 because you think it's just another GTA, or you look at it and you go, look at the online, it wasn't working, you lost your character or something. During the start, I lost 3 or 4 characters. It was a bumpy start, but if you look at something compare it to Battlefield, Battlefield's not working still to this day. You know, that's something you have to think. And I advise you, just go in there with a group of friends, and you will have fun that you've never experienced before. But I hope today you kind of understand where I'm coming from with GTA Online, why I believe, to me, it is the single greatest experience of my life. Really, it really is, and I really want to thank Rockstar, but I can't think of a way of doing that. I mean, I'm trying with this video to pretty much say thank you, Rockstar, for all the memories and so on, but it's not possible to, you know, it's not possible for me to do it in one video. I'm not going to be able to do it in just making a video. I have to in some way do it even more, and they're giving me a product for cheaper than it should be, because I believe it should be double the price of a retail game or something, because that is a masterpiece. It is the best game I've ever played, the best product I've ever purchased. Thank you very much, Rockstar, and thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully you kind of get my point as to why I believe GTA Online has shaped me, kind of shaped my channel, and kind of inspired me in so many ways. I love GTA, and thank you for watching once again. BlackPanthaa out, guys. See you next time. Peace.